Hello everyone, my name is Hong and welcome back to the channel and another video. On this channel, I share content about my travels, hiking, camping, and other wanderlust related content. So if you're interested, please consider subscribing and join me on my travels and journeys. In this video, I'm going to be testing out my all-new 2-person tent from Nature Hike. Let's get going. Now I've already opened up my package and here it is. The Nature Hike 2-person Mongar tent. It's a lightweight backpacking tent which I'm gonna open up and pitch up for the first time. It's also in its most conspicuous color available, bright purple. Okay, let's get going. By the way, this is not a sponsored product, nor is this a sponsored video. I just really like the products from Nature Hike, so yeah. Okay, let's go. Nature Hike is one of the fastest growing brands from China, and in my personal opinion, a pretty awesome brand that offers a huge variety of camping, hiking, climbing, backpacking, as well as travel gear and accessories. The Mongar 2-person backpacking tent is a lightweight tent designed for adventures and memory-making moments for those of us who enjoy the great outdoors. While there are other colors available such as grey or green, I've never seen a tent company produce a color as flamboyant as this. And I'm a pretty flamboyant guy, so I can't possibly say no to purple. Now I've watched some reviews by other YouTubers on YouTube reviewing this tent, also in this purple color, but some of them say things along the lines that purple is a color that was selected by the manufacturer to target the ladies. Now I think that's absolute bull, because what world do we live in right now? But ultimately, I guess we're all entitled to our own personal opinions. So be it. But do let me know what you guys think about a purple tent. Will this be something, or rather will this be a color that you would take on your camping trip? Now that we've opened up the sack and took everything out, let's take a closer look at what's inside the sack. Alright, so inside the sack you have your main tent body, or your inner. You have your tent outer or your rainfly. You have 10 pegs or stakes, 4 guy lines, as well as the main tent poles. You'll also get the stuff sack in the same color as your rainfly, which is purple, a smaller stuff sack for your tent poles, and a smaller stuff sack for your pegs. Okay, so the total weight of everything inside the package is about 2.12 kilograms or 4 pounds 11 ounces. Now that I had the chance to take a look at what's inside the sack, there's one thing that stood out immediately, and that's these little tent pegs, 10 stakes. As you can see, there's Nature Hike printed on the stakes or on the pegs, and that's for every single one of these. I love their attention to detail, so Nature Hike, good job. Okay, well, I guess it's time now for us to pitch the tent up and see what it's like when it's all set up. Let's go. The Nature Hike Mongar Dome tent is a 3-season tent, ideal for spring, summer, and autumn. Sadly for us here in Singapore, the only seasons we get are either mega hot or mega wet. So this Mongar tent should do well in our climate and environment. The waterproof rating on this tent is also pretty high, listed as 4,000 millimeters on their website, with a bathtub style inner to keep me safe and dry on the inside. This Nature Hike Mongar tent has a 6-sided hexagon shape both on the inside and outside, making it a spacious tent with a good wind deflecting design. Well, there we go. Super fast and super easy setup. It's my first time setting this up. I'm not too sure what the steps were supposed to be, despite having watched 1 or 2 videos on YouTube. But I dare say this, that bit took about 5 minutes, and as long as you have a little bit of common sense, you'll be able to figure it out with no instruction guide whatsoever. All right, let's take a closer look at the tent before I put on the Rainfly. So like I said earlier, you get these attention to details with Nature Hike printed onto the pegs or the stakes. But that's not it. You also get Nature Hike printed onto the extensions, as well as these quick release buckles for the Rainfly. As you can see here, the tent has 2 entrances, one on the front and one on the back, both with D-shaped entryways. And there you have it. That's what the inner of the tent looks like with both its entrances opened up. Now it's a pretty decent size for a 2-person tent. I think if you have 2 people camping in it, it should be okay. But if you're camping solo like myself, then it would be perfect. Okay, let's get that Rainfly on and see what it's like in its bright, awesome purple. And we are done. In fact, I think it was so quick, I didn't time myself, but I think the entire setup took less than 8 minutes in total, which is pretty good because when you're out camping, you want to be able to deploy your tent as soon and as quickly as possible, especially if there's rain or a thunderstorm. So really easy setup. I'm not sure if you can see the perspiration beading across my forehead. I'm dripping, in fact. The weather today is really nice. It's really hot and sunny, also a little bit humid, which is the usual weather we get here in Singapore if it's not raining. Unfortunately, I need to leave the video for now. You're not gonna experience it. I will, because I need to do a quick live stream on my main channel, and I'll be back right before sunset. I'm gonna leave the tent out here to soak in some fresh air. I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, I am back. As you can see, fresh change of clothes because I was drenched and dripping in perspiration from the earlier part of this video. It was 33 degrees Celsius here in Singapore, mega hot, very good weather, but really hot and humid. But okay, so here we have it, the Nature Hike Mongar 2-person tent. Let's go take a closer look at the tent from all around the corners and on the insides. But before that, what am I gonna do with this? Well, as you know, there are two entrances with vestibules on both sides. One trick to open up the vestibule without rolling it up, leaving it open up top so you have a little bit of shelter but more wind for ventilation, is to use a trekking pole, maybe a camera tripod, or just a little knee-high branch, and to stake out the little vestibule for a little shelter. So let's try that out. Alright, so obviously there are better ways to do it. I just did a very basic version right here, but you guys get the general idea. If you're out camping, just look for a strong straight branch, or use your trekking poles or your camera tripod and just extend it out so you get a little bit more shelter from the sun, but you also get the wind ventilation into your tent. Okay, so you have the vestibule that could open up with or without that stake that allows you to stash a bunch of your dirty gear on the outside, such as your boots or maybe your backpack. There is this vent on both sides of the tent to improve your circulation. If you stake out the side guy lines on both sides as well, you can see the inner of the mesh, or rather the inner of the tent. And that gives you an increase of air circulation when you're inside the tent. Here at the back, same thing, you get your D-shaped entrance for the inner, as well as the vestibule on the outer. Now, I've not got inside the tent yet, but while I was setting up, there's something that seems to be a little bit of an annoyance. On both sides of the tent, you get the vestibule opening and these little clips, I guess you call, or straps, so when you roll up your vestibule you can keep it nice and open. The same thing for the inside. That's the D-shaped door, that's the mesh. However, this little fella here is very, very tight, and it's not that easy to strap up. It's not exactly a deal breaker, but it's just a little bit harder to strap up as compared to the one on the outside over here. But yeah, okay, let's take a look inside. It is a really purple tent on the outside, and when you're inside you can feel and experience that purple color as well from the rainfly. Up top in the middle of the tent you have these little hooks where you could hook on to you can hook your lamp or lantern or a little fan in the middle of the tent. And you have these mesh pockets by the side as well for you to put your cell phones, and also this, as you can see, the bathtub style under or bottom, which really prevents water from coming in. Of course, if you're in a flooding situation where the water level rises that high, then you're probably not going to be wanting to be out camping anyway. You can see the vent from the top two ends of the tent, And that's it, guys. We're pretty comfortable on the inside. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty warm here in the inside, but that's because I don't have all the vestibules open and I'm not exactly facing the wind direction, which will be very important when you're setting up the tent. One thing I missed out earlier is this mesh shelf. So aside from the little side pockets you get by the side of the tent, you also get these. You could put your phone or put whatever gear you want. Maybe if you have some wet clothes, you can put it up top so it could ventilate a little bit better. Might drip on you, depends. As you can see, I have a lot of headroom. It is not luxurious in any way, but I'm sitting straight and it's just touching, so not too bad at all. Wow, it is warm in here. Okay, let's take a look again on the outside. Alright everyone, that is the end of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. I have not brought this tent out for a camping trip yet because we just don't know when the campsites might be open. But for my upcoming camping trips, there are two tents that I will be testing out. One would be this one from Nature Hike, the Monga 2-person tent. The other one is my One Tigris Cosmido 2-person backpacking tent. If you've not seen that unboxing and first pitch video, I'll leave the link in the description box below and also at the end screen of this video. Thank you so much for joining me. By the way, if any of you guys have one of these tents and have brought it out for camping trips, please leave a comment below and let me know what you guys think about the tent and how well it worked for you guys. And also remember to leave a comment to tell me what you guys think about this really awesome purple color. I think it's flamboyant as hell, but it's pretty cool. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please remember to consider subscribing to the channel. Take care of yourself. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.